So we sell a lot of different types of cold smoked salmon. And the texture of cold smoked salmon, if you don't know, is basically like a raw fish. And the way we sell it is in very thin slices. And we slice everything by hand, so the art of slicing is very important to what we do. We have these long, thin bladed slicing knives. A kitchen knife will have a 30-degree angle on a blade, and our slicing knives have like a 15-degree angle. Before you even start slicing, you want to check that your knife is sharp, and these blades bend very easily. So if you hit the blade to the board, it'll turn over one way or the other. So I'm feeling the whole length of the blade to see if it's sharp. And if I sense that it's bent a little bit, I'll try to straighten it out before I even start. Because it's way easier to slice with a sharp knife than it is with a dull knife. Now this is just honing the knife. You're not really putting a blade on it, you're just straightening out the blade. So I've been doing this for a while, so I unfortunately make it look easier than it is. The idea is to get a uniformly thick slice, but very thin. The real test is you could read the New York Times through it. And the basics are the blade shouldn't move anywhere but back and forth if you have a good angle. You can move it quicker and shorter strokes or longer. But that simple idea is very difficult to do because when someone starts slicing, they want to move the knife like this and like this. So if my hand is moving around like this, it becomes really hard to slice. Or if I think it's too thin, I turn the knife so my eyes can see it turn. It's turning way too much and will create a really thick slice. I started 17 years ago, and it took me probably 3 weeks to become proficient in slicing, which is very quick. It can take up to 3 months. And also some people just aren't able to slice. One of the first things I want to know when someone comes in, I want to see them hold the knife, and it shouldn't look like this. If someone can't hold the knife straight, then we might have a problem from the get-go. So you need a steady hands, steady nerves, and really it becomes muscle memory. Just that motion, back and forth, back and forth. The other thing we do at Russ & Daughters is trim out the bloodline. So after you make a slice, this little brown part, I want to trim out. Really just for aesthetic reasons. It doesn't taste different, but it's what we do. Here at Russ & Daughters, we have probably 12 different types of smoked salmon. This smoked salmon in particular is our traditional Gaspé is what we call it. Mild in smoke, nice and fatty. You can see the fat glistening off these slices. Probably our most popular salmon. We have a wild Pacific salmon called Western Nova. We have Norwegian salmon, Scottish salmon, Irish salmon. Each of the salmons have a different level of smoke, a different level of fat, and texture profiles. Ideally, when someone comes to us and asks for smoked salmon, we either recommend them something or explain the different flavor profiles and have them pick the one they're looking for. Appetizing food is a New York tradition from Ashkenazi Jews. So it's the opposite tradition of deli. It's no meat and dairy, smoked and cured, fish, herring. Historically, this is Jewish food, and lox and cold smoked salmon is Jewish food. And luckily it's now universal, because it's delicious and everyone loves it.